with you on this Friday. We've been talking about judging, and we talked about what it wasn't and then what it is, and then that you're mainly supposed to judge yourself as opposed to judging somebody else. And then he almost seems like he just shifts to an entirely different subject when he says, don't give what is holy to dogs, or throw your pearls before swine, or they will turn and rend you, the King James word. They'll tear you up. So what in the world is that about? Well, you don't have to be judging somebody to tell whether or not they don't want to listen to what you're talking about. If they're not interested in things that are spiritual, you and I have been talking to people long enough that we have learned conversational skills. And we know when somebody doesn't want us to be talking about a particular subject and they want us to be quiet. And I believe that Jesus is saying here, don't push it. You know, people reach the point where they don't want anything to do with things spiritual, and when they're in that position in their life, don't waste your time, but you'll just make things worse. But you know what? Sometimes, lots of times, those times do come in somebody's life. Somebody that's really wanted nothing to do with the things of the Lord, and then all of a sudden he's got his ears on. Well, then you're not throwing something holy to a dog or throwing pearls before swine. Holy to dogs, that's about offerings that were put on the altar, and part of it was burned up, part of it was eaten by the priest, and then part of it was taken home by the family for them to eat. And to take that and throw it to a dog, the dog doesn't think the least bit about what it's been offered for or anything like that. It's just meat. There's no spiritual discernment there whatsoever. And a pig looks at everything from a gut level. You throw it to him, if he can't eat it, he's going to wonder why in the world you threw it to him. And they have no judgment whatsoever of the value of a pearl. And so there comes a time when, based upon your understanding of conversation, when you know that somebody wants you to shut up. And if you persist, then you're trying to give what's holy to a dog or throw a pearl to a swine. For example, Paul and Silas were in Corinth, and the first thing that Paul would always do, he would go to the Jews. The Bible says salvation is to the Jew first, then also to the Gentile. He would go to them, and it says here in Acts chapter 15, verse 6, they resisted and blasphemed. So he shook out his garments, and he said to them, your blood's on your own head. From now on, I'm going to the Gentiles. In other words, I've been giving you the pearls, and it's obvious that I'm giving the pearls to swine. I believe Jesus did the same thing when he was about to be crucified, and Pontius Pilate sent him to King Herod. And Herod said, what? Oh, I've heard about you. Show me a miracle. What did Jesus do? Nothing. Nothing. Pearls before swine. But then I want to say one more thing. The whole thing is all framed within you and me being judges or not being judgmental toward people. And you and I understand the heart of somebody else about like a pig understands the value of a pearl. Jesus is saying you don't have any more business judging somebody's motives or judging the reason behind what they're going through than a dog has judging the value of a piece of meat or a pig has judging the value of a pearl. We don't belong there. But we do belong to Jesus through faith in his name. Thank God for that. God bless you. Have a good weekend. I'm done.